welcome back to the Bronx Box Office. I'm Greg,
And I'm Reese.
and today we are going to be talking about WALL-E. WALL-E is a love story about two robots in a post-apocalyptic sci-fi world. I guess that's the best description I have for it.
Closest thing to it, I guess.
Yeah,
But
yeah. WALL-E is really great. I love Pixar. I love a lot of Pixar.
I mean, how can you
movies.
not?
I know.
It's Pixar.
Like, it's Pixar.
Disney or
like,
Disney Pixar.
Yeah.
Amazing.
There's just such like a standard of quality that like you expect from those movies, and like
Definitely a little bit of nostalgia too.
yeah, I think WALL-E is like truly one of the best ones though,
Mhm.
Especially after rewatching it.
Yeah, I was gonna say after a rewatch, it was kind of mind blowing how good it was.
Yes.
Like the first almost 40 minutes, I think, like right around there, there's almost no dialogue other than Wally and
Yeah.
Eve. Is it Eve or Eva? I was a little confused because
I'm gonna call her Eve because I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that's her actual name.
Mhm.
WALL-E just says it wrong. But yeah, that's a great place to start. So like with the story of the movie. So WALL-E is the last one of the last sentient things on
Mhm.
Earth. Apparently, Earth has been polluted to the point where it's unlivable. There's no plant life. The only animal we see is a cockroach.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Like their relationship. It's so funny.
The
It's like a
cockroach.
buddy comedy relationship.
Yeah, it's his little pet. It's his little cockroach. It's really cute. But yeah. So Earth is uninhabitable, and all the humans just jump ship. They're in space. They're up on a spaceship, just surviving out there. And Wally's job, he's like the last robot in like the Operation
Yeah.
Cleanup.
He's like the garbage disposal
yeah.
guy.
He literally just picks up
Yeah.
garbage, turns it into garbage
Mhm.
blocks, and gets rid of it. And yeah, the first half of the movie is set on Earth, and like, we
Mhm.
don't see we just see like this polluted planet, and it's all nonverbal. It's completely like visual.
And it's only the three characters, and one of them is the cockroach. That is
Yeah.
just like comedic effect.
Yeah, exactly. Like Eve is a robot sent from the ship the humans are on, and robots like her come and they scan Earth for like signs of life, and they haven't found any ever.
It's been 700 years.
yeah, 700 years.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Imagine, that was supposed to be a 5-year cruise. 700 years.
They do say that. They say
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
the 700th anniversary of our 5-year cruise. There's a lot of good humor with like the sci-fi world. But anyway, yeah, like the first like 40, 50 minutes are just Eve and Wally, and the only words they say are like their names
Mhm.
and plant and directive. Like the
Yeah,
whole story
yeah.
is just one piece of dialogue here and there, and the rest is just completely visual. And I think it works so well.
Yeah, especially for the characters. Because one thing I really liked is even though they're robots, you can tell, like you can see their personalities. You can like see their emotions, like with Wally's eyes.
Yeah.
It's actually really cool how the animation kind of uses the looks of the robots rather than the dialogue.
Yeah, exactly. Like the story is really communicated. There's so much like nonverbal communication in like the body language of
Mhm.
these animated robots, and like that's something Pixar is like consistently great with, like the character design that like really lends itself to the story they're trying to tell. But yeah,
And back to like the love story, I really liked. So Wally's like little bunker, it's because he's like the garbage bot. So you can also see like his little personality with, you know, he finds like little knickknacks. Like one of my favorite jokes in the movie was the spork. I don't know if you saw that. It's like a can of spoons, a can of fork, then he finds a spork, he just puts it right in the middle.
Yep.
But I really liked his little bunker because he had so many like the Rubik's Cube, he had one of the fish that you put on the wall and it like
the
sings.
singing fish, yeah.
And then that video of I'm guessing it was like 50s music.
yeah, some
and the people
old,
dancing.
old school like some musical movie,
Mhm.
and it's a song that like comes back multiple times.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and
And I don't know if you heard, but like later on with all the malfunctioning robots, the one robot kept on playing that
Oh,
song,
that's right,
like in
yeah.
like offbeat and everything.
And like towards the end when like we'll get into that with
Yeah,
spoilers.
yeah.
But I know like speaking of the love story, like that really is like it's like the core of the movie. Like this
Mhm.
is a romance.
Which I never realized. Like I
Yeah.
didn't think it was a love story, but
Yeah.
that's literally the whole point, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it's so well done. Like
Mhm.
the whole first half of the movie we keep talking about, where it's set on Earth and it's like really non-verbal. Like that's all just setting up like the romance and like the fact
Mhm.
that Wally has become enamored by this like Eve
Yeah,
robot.
Eve.
And there's some very I would imagine very purposeful symbolism with Eve as like this like female robot that like embodies like life, and like she holds
Yeah,
when
like
they,
yeah,
she holds the
literally
plant in her
embodies
stomach,
life.
like
Mhm.
she's Eve
And Eve.
yeah, and
Like-
Eve like a biblical thing.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So there's
Didn't
a lot
even realize
going-
that. Not even gonna lie.
yeah,
But
there's a lot of stuff going on with the movie, and like eventually Wally finds a plant, and Eve is like, "Oh my God, that's what I've been looking for."
And I love like the later on you see like what Eve didn't see when she first finds the plant,
Yeah.
and she kind of goes in like the hibernation mode, and Wally is taking care of her for a really long amount of time.
Yeah.
You don't actually know, but it's obviously a really long amount of time.
Yeah, she like finds the plant and like she like shuts down because like finding the plant like triggers some sort of automatic response for her to like await the mothership or whatever. But yeah, like that whole first half when like we see Wally like really care for her when she's like not able to function, like.
And it's so funny seeing Wally reacting to like, you know, the sandstorms, like when it's cold, when it's raining, because he's just a robot, but you still get like that humanistic reactions.
The robots, we'll talk more about the human characters in this later, because there are humans in this, but like the robots are the most human characters in the movie.
Yeah, which is it's so funny, like that role reversal.
Exactly. It's really awesome. Great, and it's really like it's so connected to the ultimate like ending of the story too, which we'll get into. But yeah, like the movie is super visual. So much of it, I mean, Pixar is great. Like their movies are gorgeous always, you know. Yeah. But like they bring their A game here because the movie is told visually. Like the visuals have to nail it on the head. And it's slow. It's like it's slow paced. It takes its time. Like.
Yeah, you're on Earth with almost, not that there's no content, but it's setting up the whole story for almost 45 minutes. Yeah. It's with a lot of like things built in, like, you know, comedy, some like little gags here and there, but mainly there's not much going on for the first 45 minutes.
Yeah, and it really takes its time, and it's super rewarding because when the story picks up and they go into space, Wally follows Eve into space to like board the ship where all the humans are living. Like all the stuff that got set up on Earth all pays off, and like
and it happens so quick too.
It happens so quick, and like you kind of watch the beginning and you're like, all right, what's this getting to? But like it all matters. It all makes sense.
Yeah, it was like 45 minutes in. I checked the time and I'm like, I have an hour left. Wow. And then that hour like felt like 15 minutes later. The movie's over.
Yeah, because like, and it works too because like the movie is always showing you new things. Like as slow as it is, like on Earth especially, like we're getting information about, you know, the future, like this polluted Earth. We're learning about Wally's life. We get the romance with him and Eve, so there's always stuff to watch. Like it's always engaging you, but it is slow at the beginning. But yeah, then they get to space.
I was just about to say that spaceship was super cool. It really reminded me of Star Wars. Obviously, it's just something in space. Yeah. But like the whole setup with all the robots, it was really cool. Like really, obviously it's a sci-fi movie, but really well done there.
Yeah, I love the sci-fi stuff in this. And speaking of things this reminded you of, I don't know, have you played the video games Portal?
I did, yeah.
The robots in this, Portal came
out
in
Portal I remember that. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, they look super similar.
What a connection.
Yeah, Portal came out in 2007. This movie came out in 2008.
You're right, wow.
So it's like there's this robot GLaDOS in Portal, which is like the big bad guy.
Yeah, that's the one like follows you around.
Yeah, that's the one that follows you. And in this, like the autopilot looks just like GLaDOS.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like the red eyes too. Like it's all very similar stuff, and it's cool. And I like sci-fi worlds like that.
Did you like the captain? Yes. Since like the Otto and Captain like go hand in hand.
The Otto and Captain, yeah. So the captain of the ship is like, he is the most, like all the humans are just like, they're these fat blobs and they sit in these hover chairs and they just stare at a screen all day.
Yeah. I actually really liked when the first lady gets knocked out of her chair and she immediately she doesn't get knocked out. Wally like kind of shuts her chair off and she's immediately like enamored with Wally, and like she looks up and sees all the signs and everything because it's pretty much like Times Square almost, like what she looks up to.
Yeah, like,
and it's awesome. Like just seeing her reaction, like it kind of like makes you think, like, because we're always walking around. I don't want to turn this into like we're too enamored with our phones, but
that's what
like it's kind of like
it's like that. It's about that. Like it really is. Like these like the humans like are just completely like absorbed into their technology. There's a point in the movie where they show like the nursery with the babies and they have a screen above them that has like the carousel. Yeah. And it's like even the babies, and it's like this really like all like super kind of dark sci-fi future for humanity. But speaking of the captain, he is kind of like the most human in that like he does
which
things.
I thought was really cool. Like he's actually a human, but he's still in the same situation as them. Like still, you know, big guy. But he has his routine almost. And I was kind of thinking, like, he wakes up at 12:30, so I wonder if he does stuff, like, outside of his routine, like maybe he still, goes out. I don't know what it would be, but
like the captain was weird in like how much free will he had
I
compared to the
know,
other
yeah,
people.
because everyone else is kind of just like a slave
Yeah, it's truly like the
or
robots are
just a robot.
yeah, the robots kind of control everything. So
Yeah.
okay.
All right. Okay.
So the government is basically a giant
Yes,
corporation.
all right.
And
Good start, yeah.
They
Okay.
rule everything, and they get to the ship and they're starting to realize, like, we see this world, like how all these people are just like drones for this ship. And then the plant goes missing, and that's when the plot kicks off, and it's like, oh no, we have to find the plant,
Yeah.
because we have to get these fat humans back to Earth. So that's when things get crazy, and like the captain starts to have his little arc where he becomes more human.
Yeah, which I really like, him going through, like, saying, like, computer, show me dancing. Like, that I really liked, because that also ties back in with WALL-E and Eve, with WALL-E's, like, the 50s music.
Yeah.
When he's doing, like, the top hat stuff. I don't know. Like, like his little dance moves killed me.
Yeah, his
But
little moves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really like that. I just blanked, so continue.
I was gonna say the captain's arc, like how he, like
Yeah,
you said, like he
yeah,
starts
yeah.
like researching humanity basically,
Mhm.
and like he's like relearning like what being a human is, and like what Earth is like, and so he kind of
Yeah.
like develops this love for Earth.
And I like how when you see, like, each captain, because also for 700 years, there's only, like, 7 captains. So I don't know how old these people,
That's a good
like,
point.
live to be. But I really liked how it shows, like, when they first take off, it's like a normal captain, and then they progressively get heavier and heavier.
Yeah, like the animation style of the movie itself is like
Yeah,
the
like
movie-
it's a real person.
it's
for
a
the
real
first
person.
captain.
Like the first captain you see is like an image of like a real life human being.
Mhm.
Like it's not animated at all.
And I like how the president's also a
the-
real
the
person. So, like,
president,
this
yeah.
is actually like a real thing. Like, this could be, but, like, this could be our reality.
Yeah, it's set like we see real life human beings. Like all the archival footage from like when humans were still on Earth are like real actors like acting this stuff out.
Yeah.
And they kind of show you, like, we see the wall of the portraits of the captains,
Mhm.
and over time they start like they get bloated and like their skin smooths out and they become like these animated blobs.
Yeah. I really like with the captain in our actual story.
Yeah.
His captain suit is just tied around his neck. I thought that was hilarious.
It's like his like professional captain's jacket. It's just like
and
a
then
cape.
it's like underneath is just the by and large, like,
The bodysuits.
onesie.
Yeah.
Also with by and large, when Eve and WALL-E are first getting sent to space, you pass like a little planet or like the moon or something, and there's a by and large like advertisement on it. I
yes.
thought that was so funny too.
Yeah, that was great. There's a lot of good. It is definitely saying something about like corporations and
Yeah, and, like,
advertising.
kind of like a little hit or like at product placement
Yeah.
in movies.
Yeah, definitely. And even while the plot, like once the plot kicks off and we're on this adventure to find a plant and for the captain to take control of the ship from the robots, like the dialogue is still super minimal.
I know.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
I was gonna
still,
say, like,
yeah.
you still get dialogue between like Otto and the captain, and then some of the other humans on board, but that's really like here and there.
Mhm.
In the like overall dialogue, it's still just WALL-E, Eve, Plant, and then what Directive? That was
Directive, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it stays super minimal, and like this, it's so visual, and like Pixar is really good at those visuals. So like, the story keeps going, and like it
Mhm.
never like, even when stuff gets added to it, like it commits to that visual storytelling, and I really like that. And that kind of brings us to like the kind of characters of WALL-E and Eve. Like Eve was like the active character, like she was pursuing the
Yeah.
plot. WALL-E was just kind of pursuing her type thing.
And then that's a good point.
But that's the love story. Like the core of the
Mhm.
movie is the love story, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and then towards the end, WALL-E becomes the hero.
Mm-hmm.
He saves the plant.
Yeah.
One of the little robots, Otto tells a robot to throw the plant down the garbage chute. WALL-E catches it, and then he gets sent to the garbage dump. Gets saved by Eve, and then again he saves the whole ship just by and like pretty much kills himself.
Yeah, he, like,
by
sacrifices himself.
sacrifices himself. That's a better word for that.
Yeah.
But sacrifices himself for the ship, and then this is kind of goes to where I like my point with the hand holding stuff.
Yeah.
when he finally
Uh.
because he loses his personality when Eve saves him after he sacrifices himself.
Yeah, she like rebuilds him, and it kind of
Yeah, yeah.
resets him, and he's like a default robot again.
Yeah, which I was so heartbroken when
like,
that happened.
no.
I was like, no way,
Where's
Wally
Wally?
just saved the day, and now he's just one of the garbage.
I know.
Like, robots
he's just
again.
collecting. He's like back where he was at the beginning. But like that's like the emotion. The emotion is so strong in this movie, and Pixar's good at that too. Like
Which is
having
crazy
emotion.
still, because it's a movie about two robots
Yes.
that don't speak, like, don't even look like humans. Like, they're just random pieces of metal.
Yeah. Yeah. This I was
And you
literally-
really, like, build a connection to
Yeah,
them.
I was being like brought to tears with like Wally and Eve. I was like, oh my god, these robots love each other. Like, I was so invested in that storyline, and because it was done so well, like when the romance is done really well, when it's the point of the movie,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm game. I'm so down for that. you
Which
know?
is still mind-blowing to me that this movie, like, one of my favorite movies from my childhood, is a romance movie.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
even though it's sci-fi, like, they have to save a group of humans that have been in the sky or in space for 700 years. It's still a romance movie.
Yeah.
It's really impressive,
It,
actually.
it is really great, and it's really well done, especially with like so little dialogue.
I know, yeah.
All Eve and
That's-
Wally say to each other are their names.
The whole time,
Yeah.
I was just mind blown that it was pretty much a silent movie. That was like when I was taking some notes, and the first thing I put was, "This is a silent movie."
Yeah. All you have to work with, at least emotionally speaking, are like the inflections of the robots' voices.
Yeah.
And I really liked how robotic they sounded.
Kind of like
still.
Groot, honestly.
Kind of like Groot. They said very minimal things, but like the inflections, like what they emphasized with their speaking, like was the point. So like when we get those moments between Wally and Eva, like they're really touching. But yeah.
Yeah, the ending was so like satisfying
Yeah.
because
Let's talk
one
about
of-
the ending.
Yeah, one of the main points throughout the whole movie, because Wally has like the video of the 50s music and like the people dancing to it, and they're holding hands, and he always just wants to hold hands. So the whole time,
Oh.
he's just with Eve, and every time he's like, Eve,
He's
and
like,
just like puts his
"Please."
hand up, and Eve just like is like, no.
No, I know. I love their dynamic because like Eve really is like she
wears
like,
the pants.
She wears she's the dominant, assertive one. She's the one like Wally, you're getting in the way right now. Like I need to do the plot real quick. I need to save humanity.
I need to make a movie.
Yes, yeah, I need to, yeah. But like I really like that relationship between the robots.
Yeah, I thought Wally's character overall is so funny.
I know, and it's funny too. Like it's not just like sappy romance.
Yeah,
It's
like
really
there's
funny.
a lot of comedy. Like
Yeah.
their relationship is comedy.
Yeah, it is comedic. It's really comedic, and like, there's so much great stuff. Like the best example for like the mixing of like comedy and romance is like the scene where they're out in space, like dancing.
Yeah,
And it's,
yeah,
like,
with
while-
the fire.
while he has a fire extinguisher.
He
and
literally,
he's like,
I didn't even think about that. He's just holding a fire
yeah,
extinguisher.
he's like flying around space, like launching himself
Yeah.
with a fire extinguisher. But like, but it's like the way they animate it. It's so
Yeah,
beautiful.
like it's actually like kind of cute.
It's so cute. Like you get the blue streak from Eve and like the
Mm-hmm.
fire extinguisher from Wally, and it's like this really beautiful scene. And it's
Mhm.
like, look at this
Yeah.
kids movie about
Yeah, yeah.
robots. Like,
Mhm.
go Wally.
Teenage dreams.
Teenage dreams. Okay, so I do have one more thing to say about it, but it's the one thing I didn't like about the movie.
Okay,
So
say it.
I'm gonna say it. The ending of the movie, they all get to Earth, they save humanity, we've come home, and they come to this polluted Earth, and humanity, they basically have to, revive Earth
Yeah,
to make
like-
it livable.
Replant everything.
Yeah, and they do that, and they kind of show it at the end, like they plant the plant,
Mhm,
the baby
a little
waters
bit,
it,
yeah.
and then you see a couple more plants, and then credits.
Yeah.
But the credits are like this animated sequence of like the progression of Earth after they arrived back.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like the Earth heals, and eventually all this beautiful nature comes back, and it's like super cool. And the styles of animation change, so it's like the different styles of animation throughout human history, almost as if like they've reset human history and are
Yeah,
going back.
yeah.
It starts with cave paintings and ends with
Mhm.
like more modern impressionistic stuff. And I like that. I really like that sequence, and I like.
But
what it
it's not
does.
enough for Greg.
Yeah,
Not
it's
enough for
not
Greg.
enough for
You
me. I'm
need
not
some more.
satisfied. I need more because like I wanted that in the movie proper. Like I wanted to see.
Yeah, no, I get that, but also maybe the author was kind of hinting at we don't know what the future is going to be like because
That's
it's
true.
it's like we're restarting from time, but now we have all this information, all this all these computers. So maybe the author is leaving up to your own interpretation, Greg.
Okay.
See.
You're right.
No, I get your point though. I get your point.
Yeah,
though, because-
I accept that. I definitely accept that. It's just like I would have liked, and I do love the credit sequence. It's like if you watch this movie, watch the animated credit sequence.
Mhm.
I just like I wanted to.
No, like I
wanted,
do
I
understand.
wanted to
yeah.
see it in the movie, not just in the credits. But I still like that sequence for what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
And that doesn't detract from the movie at all.
Mhm.
Like it's not like it's missing parts. It's just how they presented that information. I
Yeah,
wasn't big
yeah.
on.
Because you do get a little bit
Yeah,
of
yeah,
like
yeah.
you know life coming back to Earth,
Mhm.
but like Greg said, not enough.
Not enough.
Not enough.
But no, it is such a great movie. Is there anything else you have to say about WALL-E?
No, the only thing would be I do recommend it. Greg,
Oh
do
my
you
god.
recommend it?
Yes, I recommend WALL-E. I love this movie. I didn't remember, like, I loved it as a kid, but like
Mm-hmm.
coming back to it, like
It's
yeah,
like actually a good film.
it is an actually good film.
a great film.
We watched it on Disney Plus. So
I watched it on YouTube.
You watched it on
don't-
YouTube?
like I had to rent it, but I don't have Disney
I
Plus
was about to
anymore.
say you found WALL-E for free.
Yeah.
Oh no, but yeah, go
What a
watch.
steal.
Go watch WALL-E. It's great.
Mhm.
It's a great movie.
Yes, great flick.
Great flick. Thank you guys for watching the Bronx Box Office. This has been our WALL-E discussion, and we hope to see you next time.